Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Rome series. This is the second to last episode ever. Crazy to even say that. This is episode 9 and it is called No God Can Stop a Hungry Man. Last episode, Octavian fully exerted his power in Rome. He chose a young bride. He put Mark Antony in his place, causing Mark Antony to start choking him, and then Octavian telling him he had to leave for Egypt, and Mark Antony did it. You would have never have thought, even like 5 episodes ago, that Mark Antony would ever do that under Octavian's order, but it shows how much power Octavian now has that Mark Antony just had to bow his head and accept it and leave for Egypt. And the main story going on last episode was of course this gold, which I forget the names, but the young guy and the old guy were plotting to siphon off a cut from, was sneak attacked along the road during transportation by, again, I forget the guy's name, but you know, the crime lords gang, and they managed to kill everyone, almost killed the number 3 in Lucius's crew, and take all the gold. We later find out that it was the crime lord, and it was because Lucius's own daughter had given him that information, causing a horrible confrontation scene to happen between Lucius and his daughter. And then him basically just feeling despair and going to Mark Antony and asking him if he can go to Egypt with him, which Mark Antony agreed to, thus breaking up the dream team of Lucius Vorenus and Titus Pullo. Heartbreaking stuff. Now Titus did stick around and took over for the Aventine, and at the end of the episode, that crime boss and all the other crime bosses who had unified to take out the Aventine crew had a face-off. At first it looked like they were going to talk it out, and then Titus just grabbed him, bit his tongue out, and proceeded to, I believe, win the fight against all the other unified crime bosses. At least that's how it was framed. Like I said, I would never put money against Titus Pullo in a fight, even if the odds are heavily stacked against him, so I believe we saw all those other crime bosses get wiped out at the end of that last episode, even though it did cut away. And then we saw Mark Antony arrive in Egypt and say what's up to Cleopatra, and then it left us there, so I cannot wait to get into this episode. So without further ado, let's do it. This is episode 9, season 2 of Rome. No God Can Stop a Hungry Man. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. You know, thinking about it, even if these last 2 episodes are shit, this show is so legendary because I'm genuinely trying to think of a bad episode just now, and I can't think of a single one. It's just been home run after home run since the very start of season 1 up until this point. And if these last 2 episodes are even decent, it has literally done no wrong in my eyes. And as someone who's always trying to get better as a writer, I've written creatively my entire life, but I never rest on my laurels or pat myself on the back. I'm always my own worst critic and always trying to improve. This show has taught me so much about creating drama in minor and major plot storylines which just are so good non-stop. Well, straight away Lucius has found some Egyptian chick. He probably needed that after everything he's been through. Little bit of Egyptian vajayjay to chill you out.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
Oh, it's a dream sequence and it's his dead wife. Never mind. Well, that was 1, creepy as fuck, but 2, he had genuinely been bedding an Egyptian chick, so I was right the first time, but also, that was scary. And that's such a weird style to me, to shave their head completely bald and then put on a fake hairpiece. It's like what chicks do nowadays with their eyebrows. Just keep your eyebrows. Sure, pluck them, but do not wax those shits off and then draw them back on, please. Like, imagine if guys did that with their mustaches. Imagine if I waxed my goatee and then next week I just had a little squiggle in place of my actual facial hair. You guys would certainly be like, yo, what the fuck? And you would have every right to be.
Lucius Vorenus.
Huh, this guy's here. Does that mean that poor young girl who was forced to marry him is also in Egypt now as well?
From my nerves.
Where is he?
Where is he?
Didn't take him long to adapt to the lifestyle with his little earring and his eye makeup.
Why are you not in there?
I value my life.
Probably a smart choice. Plus, you probably wouldn't get to smoke all the opium you want in the throne room, so you made a double smart choice if that's your thing.
Depending on how fast he's going. Drink the water.
What the fuck? This is almost a surrealist start to this episode.
He cannot resist the water.
It didn't take Mark Anthony long to adapt to this culture either. Day one, him and the old guy were like, yo, this is lit, pass me the eyeshadow.
Might discuss the matter at hand?
Shh. Scare off the deer.
This is hilariously bizarre.
The beast moved!
Again.
Regarding the grain supply?
Cleopatra seems like she's really struck up a bond with Mark Anthony as well. I guess they've both always had a wild side, so together they appeal to each other's bad sides, but in a good way, or in a self-destructive way at least.
Poor Octavian, eh? He must be really desperate.
People are starving.
These two are like the Joker and Harley Quinn.
Isn't that right, Verenus?
Yes, sir.
The voice of the people.
Lucius has lost the fucking will to live having to entertain this, you can tell.
Triple H and Spain.
Spain!
This is amazing. The little look she gave him there, like, oh, cheeky, Spain.
Oh, brother!
Shit. I thought they were using training arrows. That dude might be dying. Yeah. I think she just killed him, yeah. Man, what a crazy couple.
I'll show you to your quarters.
Is he always like that?
Like what?
That is such a great way of saying yes, he is 100% always like that.
Perhaps you should simply cut the cord and declare war yourself.
Well, it didn't work out well for you last time this happened, so think carefully before you do that.
When I return home, it will be as a savior.
That is a much smarter choice.
Off with you! That you see your father needs to sleep.
No way, they've had 2 kids. This is quite the time jump we've had. And the moment he went to sleep there, she gave him a different look. I wonder if she's doing all this to appease him and she's still just all about keeping control for herself. Please tell me Titus Pullo finds out that bitch killed his wife. I don't care how much time has passed, I will never forget that.
Would you have me any other way?
Anyone offers me a good horse with the leathers thrown in?
I hope he didn't mean that in sarcasm, because I would definitely take a horse and some leather over this bitch. Man, Titus Pullo towers over most of these people. I don't know if they purposely cast short extras to give him that domineering physical presence. If not, he looks like a legit 6'3", 6'4", which he might be. I'm 6'2", it's not that uncommon.
I know you're hungry.
I'm assuming this is a byproduct of Mark Anthony withholding the grain to Rome until he got a higher price.
Go home and suffer what the Earth Mother has sent us. And come back tomorrow.
That's brutal, man. I don't know what the natural wildlife was like in this region in this era, but if I was one of those people, I would straight away get a bow and arrow and be like, fuck this, I'm going hunting. We are eating tonight.
Blessed Albona will protect us.
Well, run along and ask her to send a grain ship. Me and Mascius have to talk.
That's really nice of Titus to look after Lucius's children, considering how much of a traitor the daughter was. And I take it Mascius is just constantly on crutches now because there has been a long time jump, so he must have took some permanent injuries from that attack.
Still at 600.
I'd piss on the Baker's Guild.
Might help the bread rise.
Let the poor bastard die.
Memio? No.
Oh, he kept Memio. Yes, I thought that was just a random slave. This is beautiful to see. Fuck that guy and he's no tongue.
Hey! Quiet, you.
I could watch that guy get taunted until the end of time.
Dogs make good eating.
They do. Tastes like pork if you cook them right.
Fucking leave dogs alone. That's where I go John Wick, right? Don't make me have to go back in time and kill Rome hearing that they were eating dogs.
Why would he starve them? They've always loved him,
He's always loved to be loved.
I don't think Octavian would want anybody to starve either. He knows that they're the people that need to love him in order for him to maintain his power.
He hopes the people will rise up in anger and depose me. Either that or he simply wishes to provoke me into declaring war on him.
Could be either of those two things, to be fair.
You heard Pullo. You might as well declare war on wine and song.
Oh, shut up, you little shit. I just don't like that character. All he's really done is try and siphon a cut of the gold, but it's just his fucking face. Smug, pompous little shit. Never spent a day on the battlefield, has he?
Naughty girl! What have I told you about going on the roof?
I hope that isn't Mark Antony's kid. I hope that's Agrippa's kid.
Castor, are there any letters for me today? No, Domino. Strange.
It's not often I feel bad for Atia, but she is fucking delusional at this point, thinking Mark Antony's gonna ever send for her. I called it last episode as well. As soon as he saw Cleopatra, he was like, fucking Atia who? Well, don't worry, Polly Walker, I am always here for you.
Family and friends, eh? Nothing better.
You could say it less like Mark Zuckerberg, but yeah.
Your husband has plenty of grain in Egypt, but he is playing politics with it, holding it back.
Good point. Technically, she is still married to Mark Antony, for whatever that's worth.
Last market day, you said something about fishes, which made me laugh quite distinctly.
I was speaking figuratively.
It's even worse, his wife actually notes the date of his last joke. She seems to actually be madly in love with him, considering at this point I'm assuming he's beaten her a lot. Old Stockholm Syndrome over there, munching her grapes.
We're not hungry. And we need no grain. So what's in it for us?
Fucking hell, Atia. Note to self, never start feeling sorry for Atia. She will say something cuntish within the next 10 minutes to remind me how much of an idiot I'm being.
I'd like a villa in Capri. What about you, Octavia? Do you want a villa?
Oh, how the other side live. Okay, I can see why they probably chose to recast Octavian for this season now. Chokehold for the finish, good choice. It's won a lot of people a UFC fight. Not sure if it made them come or not, but you know.
I don't like eggs. There is something quite sordid about eggs.
Your post-sex conversations are fucking weird.
If Anthony turns Octavia away, the people will feel that he has publicly humiliated his darling wife.
Smart strategy by Octavian. And also, his wife is certainly his equal. He has met his match with this lady. I bet he wasn't expecting that when he picked her out of the crowd for her pretty face.
Clever boy.
Good night, my dear.
He doesn't like her figuring him out like that.
Have I changed at all, do you think, since he last saw me? No.
Atia's gonna be heartbroken when she touches down in Egypt to see how much he's in love with Cleopatra. And the fact they've got 2 children.
You've become very mean, you know. Mean and bitter.
Oh, I wonder who she fucking takes after.
Aha! 10 points to me.
The people in the Egyptian throne room just get treated like absolute shit. Also, is that Caesarion? So, you know, Titus Pullo's son with Cleopatra.
Throw it properly.
Don't fucking try that shit with Lucius, mate. He will fuck you up.
Tell me more about my father.
Told you all that I know.
Oh, he's about 6'3", bit of a badass with a gladius.
A nasty temper when he was roused. When the battle was going hard and men were faltering, that's when you'd want to see your father at your side.
He's definitely talking about Titus Pullo right now.
He'd eat the whole table if you let him.
I've always heard he was very abstemious in his diet.
Yeah.
It's a shame as well because Titus is truly trying to tell him what his real dad was like, but then he needs to check himself and start describing Caesar instead.
Wife and lover come together to see you.
Hush, woman.
Man, these two are just reminding me of every toxic relationship I've ever witnessed.
Octavia must have sent them here.
Sent them to do what?
Oh, why else send my wife?
Damn, it's almost a shame to see this. Like, left to his own devices, Mark Antony was always destined for self-destruction.
He is striking at my support amongst the people. He will think he has outmaneuvered me.
What matter?
He kinda has.
As you play the queen?
Play the queen. I am a queen.
I know all Romans think she is just doing their bidding, but in her mind, she's been holding it down in Egypt this entire time. Her people love her.
It's an act of kindness. stop her pining for you.
Cleopatra is brutal. These two were made for each other, but also destined for an early grave because of it. This isn't going to end well for these two. I'm calling it right the fuck now.
That is the whole point. That is why they're here, to be humiliated.
Kinda true. Octavian literally sent them on a giant voyage just for Mark Antony to embarrass Attia and turn away Octavia.
Let's kill them then.
No way are they gonna do that shit. Are they actually gonna do that? I know Attia's a cunt, but please don't kill her.
Either you are a coward, or you still have feelings for her.
Damn, they're really making Cleopatra out to be an incredible antagonist this episode. I wonder if she was like that in real life. Because I know the newest Netflix show about Cleopatra painted her as this great leader and goddess because, you know, modern feminism demands any female character to be completely perfect in every way. But I wonder if this is truer to the real Cleopatra. Probably somewhere in the middle, I'm guessing. God damn it. She's on him like a fucking vampire. I actually wish we got a bit more of that. They are fucking insane together.
Hello? Jocasta? Is it you? Of course it's me.
Oh, no way. She did come to Egypt. She's probably having a way more chilled time now she's over here.
Anything for a quiet life, eh? I rather like it now.
That's cool. I'm pleased she's having a happier life.
A great pleasure, indeed. Yes, come along.
Not quite the welcome they were expecting. They are making Egypt seem totally insane and Rome seem incredibly rational. Cleopatra seemed a lot more, you know, politically savvy when we were first introduced to her. And it's like she's just let her bad side completely take control of her character now she has the power, which Mark Antony provides.
This palace life is no good for you. You need action.
Yeah, she's definitely trying to push him toward war, for sure.
I've been ordered by Triumvir Mark Antony to escort you both back to your ship and to make sure that you leave Alexandria as soon as the wind allows.
I'm probably going to regret this, but this is the second time I feel sorry for Attia this episode.
Antony wouldn't act so low.
I take orders only from Mark Antony, madam.
How dare you disrespect the beautiful Polly Walker like that?
Anthony!
Madam,
Come down, you bastard!
Madam, please!
And I feel bad for Lucius as well. He knows he's taking orders from a madman at this point. See what you've done? You've made Polly Walker cry. And I guess, you know, as fucked up as this all is, Octavian got exactly what he wanted. He wanted them to be disrespected and turned away. The only thing I'm worried about is whether or not Mark Antony and Cleopatra are going to follow through with the idea they entertained about sinking the ship and actually killing Attia and Octavia.
Have mercy on us. They'll kill us. They'll throw us to the crocodiles.
My wife is overwrought.
Oh, this poor woman. Just let her have a happy life, please. She's had it so rough.
Come with us.
No.
Lucius, fucking leave with them, man. I don't want to see you and Titus Pullo on two separate army sides.
If you happen to see Titus Pullo, ask him to kiss my children for me.
Fucking hell, Lucius. There's a point where, you know, being loyal is just fucking stupid. If you're being loyal to two opium-smoking psychopaths, is it even worth being loyal anymore? Get the fuck out of there. Go see your children. Go have a drink with Titus Pullo. Could have sold that.
Would you mind awfully if we hide here until this boat is at sea?
Considering all she's been through, she's always got a really nice big smile on her face, that girl.
Well.
Looking good, Mark, looking good.
Well. Had to be done.
It really didn't. You could have told Cleopatra to shut the fuck up.
She instructed me to tell you that you are cowardly scum.
I'm pleased Lucius actually said that to him. I didn't think he would repeat that.
You do have a strong disease in your soul. Disease that'll eat away at you.
I'd never thought Lucius would actually say this to his face, and I'm so happy he has. Even if it costs him his life, man, he has to keep it real with Mark Antony at this point. I hope Mark Antony doesn't have him killed for this. He's the only one being honest with him. Mark Antony is just surrounded by a female psycho and a bunch of yes men. Atia straight up knows why she was sent there now.
You wanted a villa in Capri. Now you may have one.
I don't know if that'll make it up to her, to be honest. You've just fucking ruined the poor woman's life. You've ruined my Polly's life, Octalion. You and your Mark Zuckerberg voice and your alien face.
The last will and testament of Antony and Cleopatra.
Damn, he stole his will. I wonder what this says.
You are a good and loyal friend, Posca.
I suppose he had to come back with some sort of thing to win the favour of Octavian instantly, so that was a smart call.
Her son by Caesar is to be given Rome in the West.
This is all Octavian needs to fucking destroy him in the eyes of the public.
He blackens his eyes with soot like a prostitute.
He kinda does.
Who would not weep when he hears that the great Mark Antony pays homage to foreign gods?
Oh, Octavian is working this crowd.
Fight him and destroy him.
What like a charm, shit is going down. Now my only question left is, what are the sort of numbers that Egypt has for soldiers in comparison to what Rome can send over there to fight them? Because I'm assuming the battlefield will be Egypt. They'll need to go over there by ship.
He's alright, is he?
You know him. Iron as ever.
How dare they have ever broken up the dream team?
Some will have to die, of course. Antony cannot be saved. The boy Caesarion will have to go, obviously.
Caesarion?
Oh no! Don't kill Titus's son!
I see.
I do not want to order you to come, Pullo, but I will if I have to.
Just tell Octavian that Caesarion is yours. He might spare him. I genuinely think Octavian might have thought differently about killing him had he have said that, because they could have announced the illegitimacy of the child being Caesar's.
The good news is, I'm more than likely to see your father.
Tough crowd.
He killed our mother. It's true, isn't it?
Why didn't Titus tell them that her mother took her own life? They would at least think slightly more favourably of Lucius if they'd known the truth.
No stealing of women, nor any extortion, unless under direct license by Mascius.
Hey, the number 3 is finally the number 1. Well done, Mascius.
Take me with you.
It's a war, not a shopping trip.
Don't take this bitch anywhere.
Where are you going now?
Here you go.
You already killed his true love and wriggled your way into being his new girlfriend. What is your beef with him going on a little mission? What the fuck? Has no tongue escaped? No! Oh, thank God. This woman is still the devil, but it's the first time I'll give her props this show. Oh, shit! You know, ideally they would kill one another. I'm not even mad Memio's shanking her up, but I'm also not mad she just saved Titus's life. So much for being able to look after yourself over there.
Why are you punishing me like this?
It's fine, Titus. She totally deserves this.
It is as it should be.
It is. I hope she tells him what she did before she dies.
I can't go to the afterlife with lies in my heart. Nemesis won't let me rest.
Oh shit.
It was me who killed Irene and your child.
Poor Titus. I wouldn't even be mad if he fucking finished her with a strangle right now.
Goodbye, love.
Yeah, fair play. I completely do not judge him. She fucking deserves this. And I hope the Roman gods are real and she gets sent to Hades and has to deal with Nemesis on top of that. Poor Titus, man. Such an easygoing, simple-minded dude just fucking thrown through the wood chipper by these manipulative bitches. Fuck your proper body, I'll get dumped in a fucking puddle. Rest in peace, Irene, the real good woman in Titus Pullo's life. Okay, and that was episode 9 of season 2 of Rome, No God Can Stop a Hungry Man, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, No God Can Stop a Hungry Man, what did I think of that? Incredible, epic, amazing. As I said at the start, even if the last 2 episodes are bad, this show can do no wrong. Well, this was another incredible episode, so even if the finale is a bit of a letdown, this show has just been amazing. I cannot stress enough how fucking dope this shit is. Non-stop, episode after episode, right up until the fucking end. The only tragedy is that this was not a 5-season long series, and that is all on HBO's head at this point. I will never forgive them for it. Oh, in an alternate universe they got 5 seasons of this and the world was a better place for it, as if we got given this universe's 2 seasons worth. I guess it's better than some other universe's versions where they didn't even get a Rome. I feel bad for those guys. Where do we start with this? First of all, we saw Mark Antony and Cleopatra basically being the Joker and Harley Quinn, a completely toxic relationship, mutual gaslighting, mutual spurring on of each other's worst tendencies. It was just a match made in hell. And straight away you could tell that they were the worst possible people for one another, but also perfect for one another. Strange combination. From the opening scene of them using a man dressed as a deer as target practice, to Cleopatra clearly spurring Mark Antony on to create a war, to the way they treated Attia and Octavia upon their arrival, after also spitballing the idea of murdering them as they left. Thank fuck that didn't happen. I mean, wow. And this goes to show that sometimes a time jump is beneficial, because it didn't hurt me at all in my viewing that I didn't see that descent from Mark Antony's arrival up until this point. It almost made it more interesting that they just threw this new scenario at me like, boom, this is how they are now. This is what they have descended into over the time period that we jump past, and it instantly gripped my attention because of that. It's also great when you get to see these situations slowly develop, but sometimes when one just hits you across the face like a frying pan, it also works brilliantly, as this did. And my poor beloved Polly Walker, my poor Attia, how dare they make Attia cry and leave her and his wife just outside the door after that long ass voyage they took. The level of disrespect involved in that, wow. And poor Lucius Vorenus, a noble, honourable, loyal dude, just having to fucking deal with these 2 maniacs ordering him around. The only thing that let me down in that situation was that Lucius did not decide to get on that ship and go back to Rome. But I do appreciate the fact that he laid it all out for Mark Antony and told him exactly, well, pretty much exactly how he felt about him. And Octavian just played the whole situation like a fiddle. Knew from the start that is exactly what would happen when Attia and Octavia went to Rome. Knew that would turn the people against them. And then on top of that, that old guy coming back with his bride, who also smuggled in their last will and testament. That will was just the icing on the cake. He gave it to the town crier. Before long, the entire city of Rome and the Senate were all rallied against Mark Antony, and Octavian now has the green light to go over there and start a war. Now, with 1 episode left, my only question is, are we going to get to see all of that? I hope it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. If this series ends on a cliffhanger, I will be fucking furious at HBO. They are the only people to blame for cancelling this shit. Please do not cliffhanger me. And Octavian talked Titus Pullo into accompanying him over to Rome, which then caused Titus Pullo's bride-to-be to get all annoyed about it. I still don't know who let out No Tongue from his cell, but at least she was there to protect Titus Pullo in that moment. But then the bomb dropped, and after she'd been stabbed and was dying, she had to clear her conscience because of her belief in the afterlife, and she told Titus exactly what she did to Irene, poor innocent sweet Irene, and Titus Pullo just couldn't deal with that shit and strangled her to death, and I do not judge Titus Pullo in the least for it. That is exactly what that evil witch of a woman deserved, and to top it all off, he basically just dumped it in a puddle. Fuck your burial, eat puddle, bitch. So satisfying to see, and next week is the finale episode. I can't even believe we're already here, and after next week there will be no more of it. Wow, this show has been incredible. I'm assuming the finale is also going to to be incredible, and as I said, my only reservation is the fear that I get left with some horrible cliffhanger we never get a resolution to. Regardless, at this point I know next week's finale is going to be incredible and I cannot wait for it. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.